So the task which you are given is to create an e-commerce platform, and now you want to store some of the products which you have. Okay, so what you can do is, first of all, we know that storing something on a computer system requires a different type of architecture. So essentially you can create a file and then upload your content on that particular file and then save that file. So essentially you can create a .txt file and simply write in the details of all the products that your particular online e-commerce platform has. So for example, we have a product called keyboard. It is priced at 2000 rupees. Then we will get the delivery of this keyboard in 10 days. Then it is available in 3 colors, so red, blue and black. So essentially this is something which expresses data stored in a particular file. So you can just write a sentence for each and every information that you have. So for instance, you want to save on your server that you have a keyboard. So essentially you can write a sentence which says my product is a keyboard and then store it. So with this 4 sentences, you have stored some information about a keyboard, and now you can sell this to your customer. So similarly, you can have a monitor. So now we have structured the sentence in a little bit different way. So for example, over here we have product name is monitor, then we have price is 5000, then delivered in 5 days. So essentially all the important parameters of a monitor are stored in sentences. So this is one way of storing data. Then similarly we have laptop. So these are the 3 products which we will be holding in our particular e-commerce website. But for now, the aspect which we need to understand is, with this particular way of storing data, we have stored each and every bit of information that we have. But is this useful? Because if you are a computer and now someone searches keyboard, and now you want to give them all the results that you have about keyboard, or if someone makes a search for computer equipment, then you want to display them all the computer equipments that you have. So essentially you have a keyboard and a monitor. Then how do you as a program understand that all these things are related with each other, and how do you exactly come up with the price of a particular product? So for example, if I want the price of a keyboard, then how do I know what exactly is the price from all this text? So because of these problems, storing data in simple text format is fine if you have very little data. But then if you have millions of items on your particular e-commerce platform, then storing all of them in a file, and then when you want to get one particular item from those 1 million items, then essentially you need to retrieve the entire list, which is a big task even on your network and sometimes on your wallet, because hosting that amount of data is also very cost intensive. So in that aspect, storing data in the form of sentences is a very inefficient approach. So with that, we as computer scientists came up with a new approach. So instead of storing data in simple sentences, we started storing data in a tabular format. So for instance, over here, every row actually represents one data object or one item in our e-commerce platform. So essentially we have keyboard here, then we have a price, then we have a delivery time, and then we have types of keyboards. Then we have a monitor, then we have a price, the delivery time, and the types of monitors which we have available. So in this particular way, we have a tabular representation of all the data objects. So now the first advantage which we get by this particular representation is that instead of storing in or getting a million values, if we want just one value, then we can just make a request on our server and tell the server that I want everything consisting inside a row which has the word monitor in it. So if the name is monitor, then I want this entire row. So then I get the data stored in this particular row. Okay, so this type of database is called a SQL database or a SQL database. So you might have heard of SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language. And query is just a way of telling a server that I want this particular data object. And structured basically means that the data is stored in a particular format. Okay, so in this particular section, we will be storing data in a different format. So essentially over here, we'll be storing data inside an object data storage format. So essentially over here, we have a name of that particular data object. Then inside that particular object, so this particular format is called JSON or JavaScript Object Notation, where each and every data bit is represented as a key and a value pair. So over here, the price is the key and 500 is the value. Similarly, delivery is the key and 10 days is the value. So over here, every data object is stored as a key and value. So over here we have keyboard, which is the key, and for the value we have the entire keyboard object. Then we have price as the key and 500 as the value. So with this, we have stored some parameters about a keyboard. So like the price, the delivery, and then one more thing which we need to understand is over here, we can also have a type which is a nested object. So inside type, we can again have a type red, and each type has a different price. So if you go online shopping for a mobile phone, then each and every color of that particular mobile phone usually has a different price tag associated with it. So while storing data in a tabular format, you cannot assign more values to the types present inside this particular data object. But then the data storage evolved, and now we store data as in the form of objects. So essentially over here, every object has a key value pair. So over here inside types, we again have multiple types, and each one of those types have a different price. So for example, on Amazon, you would want to assign a different delivery date for different products with different colors because of the supply and demand shortage, or otherwise you could assign different prices to it. Okay. So with this, we have understood what exactly is the need of having a database, because ultimately you can store everything in simple sentences, but then processing that data after storing it in sentences is a very difficult task. So after this, people started storing data in the form of tables, and after storing everything in the form of tables, there was still a problem where you could not assign some properties like price, availability, color to the different subtypes of the same product. Okay, so in order to overcome that difficulty, we further added a new object data type. So with that, we have understood the basics of database, and now let's move on with actually creating our own database.